Alright, so today I'm going to do a little demonstration here of my PowerMacintosh 7100/80 AV. It is a PowerMacintosh from 1994, I believe. I'm going to cheat here because I forgot to look. That doesn't tell me anything because that's older. But it's from the early 90s. It's running System Software 7.5.3 Revision 2, which is from 1995. Has 16 megabytes of RAM, 114 megabytes of memory, including 114 megabytes is hard drive space. It's virtual memory. Sorry, having a hard time there with the that's called. Anyway, so what I'm going to do here, do a little demonstration. This is the launcher. I think that was new for 7 OS, for System 7. It's a little launcher here. It has, you can scroll. So I have America Online, Apple CD audio player, calculator, disk copy, jigsaw puzzle, memory program, QuickTime player, and simple text. So what I'm going to install right now is actually Microsoft Word version 5.0. There's a floppy diskette there. It's on 5 3.5-inch floppy diskettes. So I'm launching disk number 1 right now, and we'll see what happens. Alright, here's a thing. I'm going to be really loud and see if that works. This says, don't forget to register your copy of Word to get free product support, special prices on future updates, and lots of information, news, and other services from Microsoft. I'm going to hit OK. There's a warning about, for installing Microsoft Word 5.0, please make sure all virus protection is completely turned off. If you're using Gatekeeper, please remove it from your system folder and restart your Macintosh before using the installer. Do you want to continue? Yes. Alright, it's going to install. Let's click Customize here. See what. So, I'm just going to install. Well, it wants me to quit all other running applications, which I guess is the Finder, Launcher, and whatever else. Now I'm going to make a folder called Applications because I never understood on these old operating systems why there isn't an Applications folder. The applications just kind of install in the Apple main folder on the hard disk. So the equivalent would be they install in slash, or they install in the C folder in Windows. So now it wants me to insert the program disk. I just did. It's going to copy the program. And these are, I didn't mention this, these are 800K floppy disks. Generally, your 1.44 megabyte disks have a second hole. They have a hole over here, which this one's taped over because I was faking out a system because I don't have any blank 800K disks. So if you cover the hole on it, it'll work, but it's not actually correct. Disks are not in the right order because they're not labeled. Way to go, Microsoft, with that. They're not labeled disks, they just have names. which is classic Apple style. You wouldn't want to just call them discs 1 through 5. No, that'd be too easy. You got to give them names, and then let those names be the only thing on the disc. Don't also have like disc 1. No, just the name. That'll be sufficient. Nobody will be bothered or confused or inconvenienced by that. So now we did the converters disc. This is the proofing tools disc. Love these names. They just clear as a bell to average user. I should, I guess, state that this is Microsoft Word version 5.0, which is from 1991. I actually also have what I assume is version 6.0, because I have a second set of discs here that are, oh yes, it says right here, version 5.1, and I didn't mark, or I didn't install them. Installing this older version just because I wanted to see what it was like. I also have in this disk box Microsoft Excel for the Macintosh, it's version 4.0, and also have Microsoft PowerPoint, which is version 3.0. It's actually on 1.4 megabyte high density disks. So it will, I guess, actually work on this system, but wouldn't work on older systems that will only read 400 and 800K diskettes. So there you have that bit of knowledge. Now actually, while this is installing, one of the things I like about these older Apple machines, going back to, I'm not sure when, I think the mid to late 80s, has this button here on the keyboard. And I don't know if this is a concept within the Apple desktop bus system of peripherals, but this button here, if you press it, actually will boot the system, and it also brings up the shutdown restart menu if the system is already running. So it's interesting because when it's all plugged in and the monitor is plugged in, this light will not be on. It will look like the monitor is off even when it's on until you hit that button, because that way you're not running the monitor. It's very smart actually. The monitor isn't even in standby. It's completely off. Or it's, as far as I know, it's completely off. Or it's in some very low power mode. So anyway, this equation editor fonts is taking a while. The rest of this disk install kind of flew by, which was kind of unusual, to be honest, but it's only a couple megabytes though. Each disk is 800K, so you're talking 4 megabytes the entire program. Now, I'm guessing it's compressed in some way on the disks, but nonetheless, that's still pretty impressive. It's a very small program. It's kind of like I have a version of Microsoft Office, or maybe it's Microsoft Works for Windows that was a version for Windows 3.1 or 95, and the thing is tiny. It's a couple dozen megabytes. It's like 60 megabytes, I think, installed, which is tiny. It's not as tiny as this, but it's a tiny program in today's day and age when, you know, Firefox is probably 60 megabytes at this point, let alone install. Just the download file for Firefox is probably 60 megabytes. The actual install of Firefox is probably like 300 megabytes. This video is getting pretty long because this disk is taking forever, and I'm not sure why. Kind of concerned that it's not working at some point here. So I guess we'll see. What I might do here is cheat a little bit in my concept for this video, which is make this video a lot longer. Not that it's not long enough already. I'm going to move the camera here over to this, which I just got a few days ago. One of my friends actually gave it to me for basically nothing, which I really appreciate. And so I think I'm going to show you it. This is a Mac 512K. It's the second version of the Macintosh. And once I reach the power, I'll turn it on. So there you go. Classic little Macintosh. And I'm actually going to stick this program disk for Microsoft Word in here and see if it boots the machine. So I'm kind of curious. Nope. Doesn't like that. Let's see. Let's see about this one. Nope. Okie doke. Alright, so it doesn't like any of those. Let's, I'm gonna just make this into a let's try random crap session here. Stick this in, see what it is. Nope, doesn't like it. Alright. Well, then for purposes of not wasting too much time here, I'm going to stick in this disk I made the other day. This is system software. It says, I said put 1.0 on here, but I think it's actually 3.0. Something like that. Like I said, I faked this into, I covered the hole here with a thing so it thinks it's an 800K disk, and I reformatted it and put the system software on so that I could use it, because I have no extra blank 800K disks right now. I may buy some, but I figured this was free because I already had the disks. So that's what I did. And this is the original mouse here. It's got the very ugly black thing that holds the trackball in. I'm not really sure why it's black when the rest of the machine is gray or beige, whatever, yellow. So here it is anyway. This is the basic. It's a Macintosh Finder. It's Finder version 5.3 from 1986. Like I said, I understood, and maybe that's incorrect, that this is System Software 1. But anyway, this machine, it's a Mac 512K, but if you notice, which you can't, but if you could, you would notice, here, I'll move the camera. Why not? This thing is already long and rambly. It says here on the screen, the Macintosh Finder, Bruce Horn and Steve Capps, and it says 2048K right here. That's 2 megs of RAM. Well, this isn't supposed to have 2 megs of RAM, so it was apparently updated. And I'm not sure when or what specific upgrade, because I haven't torn the thing apart yet, but something was done to it. So here we have very basic. Here's alarm clock, calculator, chooser, control panel, keycaps, and scrapbook. Have your file menu, your edit menu, your view menu, then your special menu, which has a shutdown feature. Now, I'm going to eject the system diskette here, sit it up here, and I'm going to try to find out, because I'm still very curious, I'm going to try to find out what's on these disks. So they may not open in here either, but they didn't open in Windows. So there you have that little, it's unreadable, and Windows didn't like it either, but I'm still hesitant to erase them without doing my best to find out if they're blank. but they're definitely not Macintosh discs. That's almost without question at this point, because they're not working. So let's put this in. This is a single-sided 800K disc. Let's see if this is readable by the Macintosh. No, it is not. What I'm going to end up having to do is going to end up bulk wiping a bunch of these if I can't get them to work. The second half of these are actually Microsoft Word from 1988 for IBM PCs. Don't know. That's kind of clear. But anyway, so they're a bunch of random diskettes. None of them have anything written on this label, which would imply they're empty, but I hesitate to just assume that. So this 3M, this one's unlabeled, another 3M, a Saturn MF2DD, a Maxell MF2DD, another Saturn, and then the Microsoft Word ones. So I have made a huge mess here with my setup, but basically I'm going to shut this down because there's nothing really else to show you exciting on that. Stick this back in here actually now that I just shut it down. Fortunately, this thing takes all of 5 seconds to boot up, so I will just boot it back up. Just FYI, the program over here is still copying a long time later. So I'm going to guess it's not going to work, but I'm going to continue with this and see what goes on while we wait some more. I'm going to put this disc in. I think this is the utility disc. I didn't label these because, and you can see I labeled these with tape because I don't know what I'm actually going to let on them. So this has Apple hard drive setup stuff on it. It's the utility disc. That's right. So this is utility disc 2. So I don't want it either. So I'm going to shut this down and be done with it. So if we go back to this machine, because I'm having so much luck with it now, tilt this back up a little bit. This is still doing nothing. I'm going to submit, defeat, and click cancel. Probably not going to let me. It looks like it's pretty froze up, but we'll see what happens, right? Right. So I've hit cancel. The little hand is not moving anymore. So maybe it registered the command. Maybe it didn't. Who knows, really? Who knows? I'm using my iPhone 4. This is actually a second iPhone 4 that I got. Because the primary one that I got I've been using a little bit, and applications take up a crap ton of space, in all honesty. So this one I'm just using for things. So here we go, canceling installation. Now it's going to delete all the files that it installed, which is irritating because it probably worked other than the fonts or whatever was going on there. But anyway, I'll let it do its thing and I guess just talk some more. Pretend that there's really something to say. I could, I guess, show off here. I have another thing. I brought this down to see if I can use it with the Mac 512K. This is, if it shows up, I'm going to sit it over here. So here is an Apple 3.5-inch drive in the box. It's basically brand new. Here, I'll pop it open. This was used. I actually got an entire 2GS system from a friend of my dad's a long time ago. Probably, well, long time in relative terms. Probably 7 years ago. And there it is. I'm not going to pull it the rest of the way out of the box, but has the literature, basically brand new, because even back in the early 90s, nobody read the literature, I guess. But, you know, it's an Apple box. It's got an apple on this side. Has an apple on this side. Has the product picture on this side. And here's the thing on this side. The shipping label was sent from Apple Computer 171 Lock Drive, Marlborough, Massachusetts 01752. Sent by UPS. There's the order number, customer number, and this was sent to Computerland in Harrisburg on 4644 Carlisle Pike, and it was purchased by somebody who was a teacher, so they got a discount. This is box 5 of 6. I'm not actually sure what box is missing. I didn't figure that out yet, but I only have 5 boxes, so I apparently don't have something. I also don't have the discs that came with it, so I'm actually going to make them. I received a copy of the Apple Recovery, Apple Legacy software disc. It's a CD-ROM that has all the historic, as of the early 2000s, all the historic Apple software, which until a year or so ago was on their website for download for free. It has all of it on a CD-ROM. That's actually where I got the system software for the 512. So this is canceling the insulation. I really hate to waste more time because it's not working, but anyway, I guess I'll end the video here in failure, at least abject failure. And thank you for watching. Subscribe. I don't know why you would if you're watching this video and you've gotten this far, but subscribe if you'd like to. I hope now that I have this iPhone that can shoot decent video and I can dump the files from, I guess. I hope to be making some more videos because it just wasn't working with my DV camera because it took so long to import and do any editing to the videos and then upload the massive files that it just wasn't practical. The nice thing with the iPhone is you can upload directly, so it still takes forever, but I'm not using a ridiculous computer and letting it run for hours. I'm just letting the iPhone run for actually a little less time. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is going to be a 24-minute video. I am really sorry about that. I guess I will make another video once I get something to install on this machine correctly. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Check out my other videos. Bye.